Hello and welcome back to Let's Play 35 plus years of Advanced Squad Leader. Today is Saturday, 21st. Usually don't say that, but figure it's a good time to put a timestamp. We are unfortunately alone today. Today is Saturday. Couldn't get Rootin in for a game, so I'm going to play one solo game. I kind of picked this one at random. I was looking at scenarios that are in the current time frame here. Uh, by my own mistake, I picked a night scenario. Now, this one is rather uncomplicated, so I don't think it's going to matter all that much, but it is something to keep in mind as things progress. Now, why is that important? Well, because night scenarios typically involve a lot of extra rolls to determine movement, if you can move, if you can't move, etc., etc. But that isn't necessarily the case here, thankfully, but nonetheless, important to point out. So this scenario features a interesting mix of units. So we have the Germans, because this is in Holland. However, the Dutch have French allies in this one, which isn't something that we typically have seen so far. Um, as you can imagine, time frame, it would be very possible for it to be the case. There's a lot of SSRs in this one as well, so I'm going to try and go over them rather quickly here. I'm still recovering from getting some staples removed, so hopefully my arm is not going to give out halfway or anything. Anyways, so this scenario comes from ASL News. These are some very old scenarios, truth be told. And eventually got absorbed in, I believe Critical Hit might have gotten their hands on them. I forget. Um, since I'm not having to deal with a partner today, I might as well go take a look. Um, so this scenario, like I said, it's a night scenario. We have an NVR of 3, which is very generous, or pretty standard at the very least. So we don't have to worry too much about line of sight and all that. The setup here is technically simultaneous. I don't really know if that matters. Also, hilariously, simultaneous is misspelled. But I don't know how much this matters, simply because the Germans have one method of setting up. They have to set up between 16N5 and 16N2. They cannot set up anywhere else. They have to be on road hexes. So even if you could somehow find a way around that, they have to be on the road. And all personnel have to be passengers or riders, as well as all vehicles must be in motion. So there's a couple of motorcycle counters and what have you. But for all intents and purposes, the Germans have one setup. The French all come in from off board. And lastly, the Dutch exist as a group that they have a DC. We'll get to that, but it's not something that that truly is going to change things. They have to set up on board 13. It's a very permissible setup area. You know, half the board essentially, or half the area. But there's not much that you really want to do. Why? Because the Dutch only have one squad. They have one leader. So there's no reason to be splitting that up. SSRs for this scenario, okay, Critical Hit. What did Critical Hit re-release this as? Critical Hits, they published it in their magazine 8.2, so there you go. Which, of course, they use, no, I think those are the actual overlays, so it doesn't look like they mess with too much. 2.5 versus 5. Wow, okay, no, they changed. No, 2.5, 2.5. Okay, sorry, I thought I read a different number. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, essentially. Now, SSRs, like I said, all marsh is brush. So basically that just affects some of these hexes, I believe. R3, X7 is definitely one, Z8 as well, CC4. There is a bridge in CC5 normally, but that is removed, so keep that in mind. Essentially, the only way to cross is going to be through Y8. There is no information on stream how deep it is, or if it's fordable or anything like that, which is odd because there's the next scenario in the ASL News pack, or whatever, however you want to look at it, has stream information. So presumably you must get across with the bridge. So don't know what else to really say about that. The second SSR here, there's a lot of extra buildings. You can see it on the map. So this multi-hex building, this one, this, and these three buildings, they're all overlays. Not particularly a fan of having to add this many, just because it seems a little bit pointless, but we'll see how that goes. Why that is, or why I feel that way is specifically because you don't need to have the buildings here, and it really just ends up being a pain for line of sight. Both sides have some cool vehicles. Not that you don't see them very often or anything, but it kind of just, you can only go one way. So it's a very limited approach to the scenario and to the design, I guess. Now, the third SSR in this scenario is that night rules are in effect, so the base NVR is 3. There's no cloud cover and no moon. As far as I'm aware, cloud cover and moon would just change a couple things with regards to the NVR distance. I could be wrong. It's been a while since... I don't remember the last time I played with moons. And I don't think cloud covers really come into play either, so eventually we'll get there. Due to the Germans setting up on board, there's neither a scenario defender nor scenario attacker. This means that you avoid all the cloaking rules and stuff. In the rule book, at the very least, if I check that myself, it eliminates... That's not what I wanted to pull. It eliminates E1 point... What's the one that eliminates E1 point something or other? E1.2 and 1.22, or I guess 1.2 to 1.22. So there's no scenario defender, which means there's no freedom of movement issue. It doesn't check anything about ELR loss, which is fine. I don't think that's going to really make a big difference. And there's no E1.4 to E1.43, so cloaking does not take place in this scenario. Scenario, which also means that if there's no cloaking, it means that the French don't come in with extra counters. They don't come in cloaked. None of that stuff. So despite being a night scenario, it eliminates a lot of the night scenario rules. There is still straying, so it is something that would have to keep in mind. However, a thing to point out, as has been in the past, straying does not apply if you are next to a road or, say, a stream / river, etc. So there's not much to really be done there. Might as well put the German sniper there, and we'll put the Dutch sniper over there. And the last SSR is so the Dutch start with a DC. They are considered a demolition team. Or at least, the scenario OB calls them a demolition team. The important part here is that the DC has to be placed in Hex 13Y8 and is considered a set DC. So you don't actually, it doesn't start in your possession, so to speak. It can only apply, it can only exist on the bridge. The DC is placed in that Hex. And the one exception here is that it can be designated by a good order Dutch leader only. So a single squad is not going to do it. There is no preliminary NTC, and it does not matter how far or if you have LOS to the bridge. The leader in question can just simply blow it up. The one exception as to when you can blow it up, though, is during only starting from the end of the first German advanced fire phase. So the reason for this is because the Allies start first, so it wouldn't make sense for the Germans to never get to move or even attempt to move past the bridge to get on there. So with all the SSRs in hand here, Santa 2 on both sides, which is pretty seems pretty standard for a night scenario if I remember things correctly. I do have to pay attention. ELR is technically a 2-3. So the Dutch are 2 and the French are 3. We have not yet gotten to the point where the French are in despair over their losses at Sedan and anywhere else, so don't have to worry about that. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and start rolling, and we'll figure things out as things go. Now, a 3, I'm pretty sure will do something to NVR, so let's check that and make sure we're okay here. NVR change, so... oh, after the opening turn. There you go. All right, so I don't have to worry about that. Cool. Rally phase, I have nothing to do. I've already placed all of my French reinforcements, so they can only come in through 13Y1, so there's not much I can really do there. Prep fire doesn't matter. And for some clarity, I put the leader in a spot where he's close enough and has a line of sight on the bridge. Honestly, I just felt like it made way more sense for him to exist doing that rather than, say, being V3 on board 13 and just kind of chuckle and laugh as my opponent has nothing that they can do, in such an attack. So, after rolling for weather, checking prep fire, we go to movement. Vehicles off board start in motion, so I don't have the counters on them, but don't worry about it. It's just not that important. I have squads with or on motorcycles, so I'm just gonna try and do this quickly here. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this correctly as well. Actually, I should just keep that this way. So I'm going to need the table here just in case, because I'm pretty sure it's fine. I don't remember if motorcycles have anything special with open ground. Is 3. Good to know. So 1 to get from off board, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then they're going to stop for 9, disembark for half of that, and then they're just going to stay there. I can advance later. It's not a big deal. I'm going to have my motorcycles, my second motorcycle group, go first because the armored cars, unfortunately, do not have radios, so I have to pay attention to that as well. I always, for some reason, I thought that version of the armored car did, but they don't. We'll get to it. So 1 off board, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, stop 11, and then get off their motorcycles. And then my 2, I believe they're panhards. I always forget if it's no, I think they're AMC 30 somethings. Let me double check here. For clarity for anybody watching from home here. Pretty sure. Yeah, AMD 35s. Which I'm actually curious as to if any of them are labeled panhards here. Because I don't remember what they got renamed to. I feel like there must be some. Do I really have to type AMC 35? Nope, that's not what it is. AMD. Yeah, Panhard 178. That's why. And then just the AMD parts, the military stuff. All right, whatever. So, like I said, they don't have radios. They have a crew survival of 4, which hopefully is not going to come into play here. Right, the concealment doesn't show up on those anymore. So, they are in motion already. They have 28 movement. They are a wheel, but that should still just be a 1 on road. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn once for 11. So those guys are like so. Oh, did I? Yeah, there's no way I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Turn again for 12. He's going to go in bypass 14. Continue to AA7. He's going to be in bypass for 16. And then we'll turn twice while this guy goes into... Let's do this for a quick sec here. Come on. Thank you. That's right. This is what, 16? Man, what's that going to be for plowed field? Probably just considered grain. Armored car 4. So I'm at like, what, 20? 1, 2, 3, 25, stop 26. And that way, they are both pointing that way. Do I have a desire to change either of their guns? No. So that's it for movement. There's nothing that these guys could have seen because NVR 3 range. There's no defensive. There's no advanced fire phase I need to do. There's no routes. We go to advances. In the advance, going to go into the wood building. And this guy over yonder is going to go into BB5. That way I'm covering, you know, this. As well as entry onto the bridge. Oh, I forgot to mention. Victory condition for this scenario is a very unfortunate. The Germans win at game end, or the Germans win, yeah, game end, just written differently, if they control hex 13Y7. So they have to either go around, which they have 5 turns, so theoretically it is possible, though they would have to worry about skulking, or not skulking, straying is the word I'm looking for, or, you know, you try to go for Y7. So we'll see how that goes, essentially. German turn 1, we do weather. 8th should not be any change. For NVR, I'm pretty sure I had to roll less than a 3 or less. When the colored die roll indicates based on NVR, the white determines whether increase or decrease. I rolled a white 2, which will decrease... Lowers the base NVR to a minimum of 0. Alright, cool. So this goes down to 2, which actually is pretty nice for the Germans. Pretty sure that should just be it. And I don't really have much to truly worry about for NVR, if only because... I'm going to get to combat real fast, sorry, and yeah, it's not something for me to be concerned about. So we'll go through our rally phase, no action, prep fire, no action, movement phase. So in the movement phase, I have all these armored cars. Armored cars that the Germans do have radios, so I don't have to worry about them all that much, which is pretty nice. And the truck doesn't have to worry about it either. And the rest of the people are on motorcycles. So I'm just going to go one at a time, essentially. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably just keep it like that at 9. And now I have some decisions to make here. I think I'm just going to try and rush this bridge, because going around is not a real good prospect, especially when the French can kind of, well, I guess they can't technically see. So maybe... You know what? So 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, not 14, 15, I believe. 16, stop 17. Nobody should be able to see them. Pretty sure nobody should be able to see him because NVR is 2 and these guys are 3 away. This guy will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15. Can I make it there in time? 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 31, 32 in motion. We'll see here. We'll see what I can do here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then this guy I think I have to try and get across here. So 14, 15, 16. He gets spotted by everybody. Now the big question is, do I attempt to shoot or anything? Sorry, I gotta check this here. And just all right, sorry about that. So I want to look at, I want to look at what I want to do here. Now I do have, at least, this vehicle could see it. It is a 20LL, or 25LL. Sorry. It would be in NVR range. What do I try here? I think first things first, I'm going to try the 457 squad shooting at them. It's an up 2 shot, maybe up 3 because in night vision. I always forget. I'm pretty sure night adds +1. Could be wrong, doesn't matter. I wanted to try and essentially stop this vehicle onto the bridge. That would have been kind of cool, but that's not going to happen. Since it's not going to happen, I might try this. I actually forget if this guy in bypass will be able to see him. I believe he might, but I'm gonna take a shot with AA7. Shoot. Okay. Well, range is. Oops. Range is 2. We know that for sure. I am in night vision range, which is good. There is a... Man, okay, so I've got modifiers here. So ordnance to hit, range is less than 6, so it's a 10. It doesn't matter. We don't have to worry about if the French are red or black on vehicles / guns. I'd have to check the nationality chart. I always mess up which one they are. It's a 25LL. Doesn't get any bonuses for this range, which is pretty typical. It is a moving target. It's the first time we see it, so it has not spent very much time in our line of sight. So automatically there's a +4. Because again, wouldn't have been in our line of sight. There's +1 for being buttoned up. So we're at a +5 already. And it is a small size. So I believe, unfortunately for me, I believe that will be 1 above. Yeah. But I do have acquisition, which first and foremost is nice. I won't be able to keep it on him, but nonetheless, I also have rate of fire, so I'm gonna keep the first fire just here, just to mark that that I believe even if you have rate of fire, there should be illumination from that. But if I'm wrong, I don't think it's gonna matter. I think I was here for something like 19. I'm gonna say 19, but it probably wasn't. It was probably less until I got sidetracked there. So yeah, he's shot. It only costs 1 to get onto the bridge because it's still a road. Even if we count, there might have been a +1 TEM for side shot. So it wouldn't have mattered. Actually, I hit turret, so it wouldn't matter. So he's going to continue. We're going to say for 20, just because, like I said, I forgot the number there. So get there for 20. 21. As I get here, ooh, that's a really interesting question. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to try with these guys. So I'm going to take a shot with the half squad here. It's a 4 firepower, up 1. Nothing. They are first fired. 22, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Stop for 26. And I think pointing this way is the way I want. So those guys have shot. There was a 4 residual there and a 2 residual here. Infantry here. So I've got some guys on motorcycles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to get there. I might as well dump them out. Just, oh wait, is load, unload, I think unload is just a quarter. And I'm saying half for no reason. Where's my personnel stuff? Bailing out, transporting, unloading, 1 quarter. Yeah, okay. So I'm there for 12. 13, 14, stop 15, unload. And then the truck will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Man. Truck would be 4 over open ground? I think truck is 4. Ugh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, stop 16, unload for 24. Or not 24, 22. I think this might be the only way for me to really attempt this. If I can get close enough to the bridge. Excuse me, twice. If I can get close enough to the bridge, and if the DC doesn't explode it, I can run across. Having 2 vehicles across is good. This one can try to flank. Yeah, I think that's all I can really do for movement. Defensive fire phase, I've already shot with everybody I kind of care to shoot with. This guy doesn't have NVR on anything. So we'll go to advanced fire phase. In the advanced fire phase, I don't really have any good options here. Like 4.5 on a stone building is not great. 4.5. We'll say up 2, because I don't believe that if they're illuminated, I don't believe you get the +1. So we'll try that. 4.5 up 2. No, doesn't matter. I don't want to shoot with the guys on the ground. I mean, I could probably... No, I can't get away with shooting 1. I don't think I could do that. Yeah, I think line of sight is broken on either side. I am going to attempt to detonate that DC, though. So I gotta go to the DC part of the book and check my set DC stuff. Demolition charges. Set DC. Set demolition. So, set DC is one prior to play, which is set declared during play by an infantry unit, which has spent all its movement factor, blah, 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 blah. Set DC may detonate using the 36 plus during any friendly fire phase in a subsequent player turn by that good order unit. If squad has been reduced deployed within 6 hexes and LOS and pass a normal task check. All functions. Okay, so basically, I think what it's getting at is that it wanted us to hold off until after the defensive fire phase so that there wouldn't be a way for you to launch it, which actually means that I'll be able to blow it up on my prep fire phase in the following turn. So that's what shall happen. Route phase, nobody routes. Advances, I don't have any technically. I just think it's too much of a gamble to hope for the DC to not blow up. Also, it's a 36 plus, so anybody on there is also going to get mulched. So probably not worth it. So we'll go to French turn 2, or I guess Allied turn 2. 4 means there's no change to the night vision, which is very unfortunate. So rally phase, nothing for me to do. Prep fire phase, I am going to attempt to blow up the DC. So the leader, as per the SSR, anybody it has to be the Dutch leader, but it doesn't take the NTC and is regardless of LOS, which is very important here. So essentially, I just do an IFT roll, and we check that on the IIFT table. There might not be any TEMs because of that nature here. So a 5 normally would be a 2 KIA. So let's keep that in mind here. So set DC demolition. NVR does not matter, so we don't take that into account. With a minus. So detonated set DC is resolved on 36 plus. If your versus concealed, it's 18 firepower. It's reduced to 16 if you're on the IFT. This is why you don't use the IFT. With a minus 3 DRM and no TEM, which means that that 5 goes down to a 2, which is a 5 KIA, which I'm pretty sure is enough to destroy the stone bridge. But it's important to check just in case so I don't make any mistakes here. Bridges. Only HE attacks can destroy it. Direct fire uses infantry target type. Yada, yada, yada. So it doesn't get any beneficial TEM. Otherwise, it'd be a +3. So we don't have to worry about that. Only final KIA result will destroy the bridge and the target hex. All units or equipment on or beneath a destroyed bridge are eliminated. So this goes to the side here, and I have to do... Do I actually have an overlay or something that just does that? Overlay, or actually, do I have a broken bridge destroy? There we go. Bridge destroyed. So, excuse me, wow. So bridge is destroyed, which means I can't cross it, which is very annoying. NVR is the same, so there's not much that can really happen there. Controlling that is going to be tough. Probably should have propped the armored car. Well, nah, not really. Is there any other prep fire for me to do or want to do? I don't really have any targets against anything else, just because I don't see them. I forget if well, they are stopped. I forget if they would generate light. So I'm going to do a 4 up to 3. Sorry. Nothing will happen there. And I don't really have any other prep fire to do. Everybody else is 3 hexes away. 3, these guys are 3, etc. That technically goes there. So we'll go to movement phase. In the movement phase, I don't really care to do anything. Now that the bridge is blown, I'll probably want to combine these 2 Dutch units. Maybe I'll try to melee or something, but I don't really have any reason to move anywhere. We'll go to defensive fire phase, which I will have the armored car shoot once more, but unfortunately that will, won't be a good enough shot. Speaking on X6 here, on board 13, I might as well try the 9-up 4. No. Do I have line of sight on this? I don't think I do. No, I'm sure that must clip. Surely that must clip. So I'm not going to bother. I can't see anything else. At least pretty sure I can't see anything else, so I'm not going to bother. Advanced fire phase, none. Routes, none. Advances. Advances, I can at least do stuff like I will join these 2 together. Can't cross there anymore. And NVR is so low that I might try to melee with those guys as well. These guys have to go the long way anyways to control Y7, so it's probably not something I really care too much about. CC, there are none. We go to turn 2 for the Germans. So they have 4 turns of movement and have to control Y7. Yeah. How do I make this a success for the Germans? We roll for weather, no change, no NVR change once more. I don't have any rally phase actions. We'll go to prep fire. In the prep fire phase, I'll try an 18-up 4. Dang. This guy can't really do anything. Yeah. So we'll go to movement phase because I don't have anything else I can do. In the movement phase, I'll just move this guy first. So armored car, I believe I said it's 3 in open ground. Yeah. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 13, 16. Brush is 4. So 20, 23, 26. Excuse me, 29. Come on. 30, 33 in motion. This guy starts for 1, 2, 5, 8. What is green before? So, is it worth it? I could get shot at. And bypass would actually be double open, which I don't think I counted correctly on the French armored cars. Though it didn't matter. Well, yeah, I guess ultimately it didn't matter because the important part is that the bridges exploded. But so 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, 26, 27, 30, 31, I think. This stack is just going to declare CX because why not? A 1, 2, 3.5, 5, bypass 6, 7, 8. It's kind of the only thing I can really do. Yeah, defensive. 4 up 2. Maybe it'd be a 4 up 3, whatever, doesn't matter. 4 up 2. 5 on 4 is... Pretty sure it's a 1 check. So let's 1 check the guy. They're fine. That's it, really. Advanced fire phase, none. Routes, none. Advances. Oops. So we'll take these off. This advances. We'll get these guys out of line of sight in case it goes up to a 3. That's all I can do. CC none. We go to Allied turn 3. Weather 6. I believe NVR goes up by 1. Let's double check that there. Come on. Where's my knight? NVR change if it's a 6 or above. Yeah, okay. So, ultimately, good thing I changed that, because otherwise I would be kind of, well, not really screwed, but anyways, I'd be kind of boned a little bit. Prep phase. I mean, there's no reason for me to not shoot, so 4 up 2, doesn't matter. I'm not going to shoot with these guys, or at least I don't think it really matters. We'll go to movement phase. These guys will do 2 and then 4 to be adjacent. The armored cars are going to start for 1. They don't have red numbers. Start for 1. I guess technically this guy would have to reverse. So that's what, 12, I think. 13, 14, 15, 19, 23, 26, and then stop for 24 or whatever. Or no, wait, I was at 26, stop for 27. I'm just going to take off the concealment just because it's easier that way. I don't think it truly matters, but, you know, never know. And then, yeah, these guys can't be shot, and they can't cross the river, so 1, 2, 4. Actually, I have to go 2, 4 because of the stone wall there. We go to the defensive fire phase. I'll try the 18 up 4. Nope. I've just had bad shots with that guy. Advanced fire phase, none. No routes. We go to advanced phase. So big question here is, do I throw in a squad with a leader or a half squad and a negative leader? What are my odds here against vehicles? So a squad is 5, a half squad is 3. SMC that is joining is a +1. So it's either I need a 6, provided there's no other modifiers, 6 for the squad and leader versus a 5. So the better odds is with the 5, so we'll do that. I might have to do a normal task check. They're fine. Do I want to advance anybody else? I'm going to advance these guys to Z4. It'll force this guy to have to turn, which doesn't really mean all that much, but still. And that's kind of it. I don't have anybody else I need to advance or do anything funky with. So in the close combat, technically this is street fighting, so there should be, I believe, a -1 for the attacker. I could be wrong on that one. Pretty sure it should be a -1. The squad, the infantry goes first, so I'll just roll them and we'll see. So I rolled an 8. The vehicle is open top, so there is a -2. That would be enough for a... Now I actually do have to check street fighting. Dang it. If street fighting applies, that'll be a kill on the vehicle, because I don't believe there's any positive modifiers I can give to it. It's not in motion. It doesn't have any escorts. Yeah, it's just a regular vehicle. Street fighting. Any vehicle in a road hex and adjacent to a building on both sides of that road is especially vulnerable in CC. All infantry advancing into that road location from ground level of 1 or more adjacent buildings that qualify for a street fighting ambush -1, +1 DRM in CC versus the vehicle, not cumulative with normal CC DRM for ambush. So essentially, there's no ambush that I would have to roll because it's not an ambush location. And nobody was concealed. However, you get the -1 as if you got the ambush. Hence why it says street fighting ambush versus normal ambush. So I'm unless I'm misreading that, which I don't. I want to say I'm correct on this, but hopefully I'm not blowing up too much smoke up my own butt here. So it'll be an overall -3 instead of -2, which brings the 8 down to a 5. I needed a 6. If it's under, it is an elimination, but not a burning wreck. And unfortunately, you don't get cruise for an elimination in CC. So that goes away. We go to, we're done with CC on turn 3. For the French or the Allies, we go to German turn 3. That'll increase the NVR once more, which is exactly what they don't want. There's no rally phase actions to do. Prep fire, none. Movement phase. Let's do the slightly harder one first here. Or harder one. More time consuming one. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want these guys to be overrun. So this guy in motion turns once for 1, goes into the brush. Oh, he can be spotted there too, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that at all. So he goes there, and then we'll stop. I'll just mess around with this stuff afterwards. This guy in motion, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 15, 18, 21, 24, 25, 28, 29, 32, stop 33 with turret facing that way. And this guy's turret should go that way because otherwise that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I don't want to be overrun because I would absolutely do that as an overrun. There's no reason not to. Defensive fire phase. So in the defensive fire phase, because I can see everybody really, I'm going to have LMG and squad shoot at DDO. Actually, should I do... It is 1 armor. I'll try the LMG against the back. Doesn't happen. And then a 4-up-2. Doesn't happen as well. Cool. Well, I didn't blow anything up, which is fine. Armored car in the back shoots at the first armored car. Just due to a hit here. It's a +1 for being button up, +1 for hindrance, and then +3 for... Does night affect this? I don't think I've ever seen or looked for it. Spotted fire bypassed on fire in ocean during heavy surf, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it shows up on 2 hits, so I'm going to assume that it does apply. So yeah, there'd be a +4, so nothing doing, no rate of fire either. I don't think I remembered to shoot with my rate of fire the last time, but it doesn't matter. Mark him as first. And then BB3 is going to do same thing, so 2 hit, same rolls essentially. It's button up, size plus NV, so instead of being 2 over, I am 1 over, which is very unfortunate because that would have been nice to get a hit on that one. Sorry. So that's done. Yeah, sorry. Technically, I should have done machine guns first. So 4 up 1 for night vision. That's a 4 firepower. So what is that? 5 on 4. We're looking at a 1 morale check. Really? Leader's fine. Half squad's pinned. Squad's fine. Squad's fine. So this guy's pinned. Everybody else is fine. Advanced fire phase, none, because I don't want to risk these guys shooting into nothing. Or advanced fire phase, I'd have like plus. I don't think it's worth it. Are these guys small? They are not considered small. I'm gonna try Hail Mary on the first guy twice. So DDO doesn't get it. For sure doesn't get it. There's no rate of fire, and then this guy breaks his machine or his weapon. And that's what I was kind of worried about, but whatever. Advances in the advanced phase, everybody's gonna go up to E1. That's it. Oops, I keep doing that. Take that away. There's no CC. We go to turn 4 allies. Weather, no change. There's no rally outside of this guy. Welp. That's very unfortunate. That goes away. Prep fire phase. I mean, I might as well target him, I guess. So, nothing. I'm going to opt out of, well, it would be plus 4, so I'm going to hold down that. It does go to 2, doesn't matter though. Prep fire, same target, same attempt here. So small size is going to get nullified by the -1 AC. There's a +1 for Knight. So it's going to be a hit. I can't imagine, like, there should just be a +2 there. So it's a 9. Or sorry, it's an 8. I don't have rate of fire, but again, it's still a hit. 25 LL, we're looking at a 7. I am definitely within range to get a bonus because it equals the 25 millimeter. So I need an 8 essentially, or sorry, it'll cancel out the armor. So I need a 7. I got a 6. That kills these guys. We'll do a roll for crew. They don't get it, so we're gonna clone this. I don't want to be defeatist here, but that might be game, to be honest. This gets flipped, which isn't really going to matter. I mean, I'm just going to... Yeah, why not? I'll just take the machine gun shot. 4 up 1. Doesn't do anything. So that goes away. Squad at the LMG. I'm just going to shoot the LMG at the vehicle. I will get a hit. Won't do anything. We'll do a 4 up 2, or sorry, 4 up 3. Doesn't matter. That's it for prep movement phase. I mean, does it matter? I'll just have these guys run over here for little to no reason. Defensive fire phase. Armored car and DDO is going to take a shot at the first guy in BB3. Yeah, 1 hindrance from the vehicle. That's it. So it is a... Technically, there's CE, so I don't get the button up. But it is a +2. And I believe that's it. So it will be a hit. No rate. 20L... It's just a regular 20L, which is a 6. Armor from the front is a 2. Range will increase my 2 kill number by 1. So I have a 2 kill of 7. That's going to equal... Yeah. So I hit hull. So I don't have to worry about superior anything. It's just front side. So yeah, it's going to be, it'll equal, hull equal is immobilized, I believe. Yeah, immobilized. So this guy is immobilized. Which I need to remember where immobilized. There we go. So that guy's immobilized. I don't have rate of fire. So that stays that way. I don't really have a shot with these guys, but I guess. Is that that's wood building? Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why not? Okay. What am I looking at here? That's 8, 11, up 3. So 6 on 11 is a 1 check. They are broken. Which, okay, it gets me something. Because I don't think these two stack. I think you just get one hindrance. Hopefully I'm not wrong on that one. Or, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think, I don't know if you get both. I'll have to double check that at some point. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna count that as that happened. Advanced fire phase none. Routes. In because I can, these guys can route, and I will choose Z4 because why not? Might as well try to rally them if I can. No routes on the other side. Advances. I mean, I'll toss the 237 down to mitigate any stacking issues, and maybe I'll just toss these guys there. It doesn't. I don't think it matters anymore. CC phase none. We go to German turn 4. Roll. This goes down by 1, which is cool. Rally for the French didn't happen. So the question is, can I get a victory out of this? And I don't know if it's possible. So these guys can technically move like 8. They're next to a body of water, so they don't have to stray. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say I can get to Z3 or AA4 by the end of this turn with an advance into Z4. Man, everything has to go correct for these guys. I'll try, because I just need to control, but I'm also getting wacky deja vu here, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, alright, well, rally phase is nothing else for me to do. I tried the rally. Prep fire. I think I just have to chance this and see where it goes. I did forget to give this guy his due here. So I will attempt a shot. I will get rate of fire. It is a +2 overall, I believe. There's 1 for the vehicle, 1 for NV. So I'm looking at, excuse me, an 8. So 8, plus button up -1 for acquisition. So it's still an 8, which is a hit. 2 kill is a 7. We've already been there. It doesn't do, pretty sure it doesn't do anything because my number is a 6. It goes up by 1 to a 7 for being, for the 2 kill and range. But unfortunately, the frontal armor of 2 is going to prevent that from actually doing anything this time. We'll go for another 2 hit. I will get another success. And this time a 5. Again, is increased to a 7. It's turret, but doesn't matter. Frontal armor is still 2. So the 5 turns into a 7. It's, I guess technically they're shocked now. They are shocked. So it is a different thing. I need to find my shock counter. Vehicle shock. So those guys are shocked. They would lose access to this, so I'll just delete it. I did not get rate of fire a second time, so that just stays prepped. Movement phase. In the movement phase, is it worthwhile to do it this way? I'm gonna CX the half squad. 1, 3, 4, 5, and then they kind of have to just stay there. There's no reason for me to shoot these guys. I forgot NVR. Alright, well, whatever. I'll just leave it as is. Yeah, I'll just leave it as is. Because this is kind of like, if I couldn't see him, that would make it even worse for trying to attack. Let's say I don't attack, or I don't shoot those guys. These guys declare CX. They go tier for 2, 3. I mean, unless I do 1, 1, 2, 3. kind of gets me in the same spot. I'm going to try and shoot them with the machine gun. That is a clean shot. That sucks. Shoot. So it's not assault movement. LV hindrance is going to cancel that out. So it's just a 4 on 4, which I'm pretty sure is a 1 check. 1 check. Leader breaks. Squad's fine. Squad's fine. Now, because this leader's a 9-1 and he's better than the rest, they have to take a leader break check there. Leader not lost. Whatever. They both passed their task checks. So he's technically shot. They means they lose the bonus for CX. So 3, 4. I mean, this guy's broken. 5, 6. This guy does that. It doesn't really do anything, but it's motion. That's, I think, it for them. A defensive fire phase, I don't have any. But advanced fire phase, I might as well try an 11 up 5. No. I mean, I wasn't expecting to blow the machine gun up, so there's that. That doesn't matter. Yeah. Routes. I mean, technically, I can choose, so 1, 3, 5, or 6, sorry. So they get there for 6, which is perfect. This goes away, that goes away. Routes are over. Actually, that's not true. This guy can route there. Now routes are over. Advances. Advanced building, advanced building. No CC. You go to French turn 5, or Allied turn 5. Keeps it in French. NVR increases by 1, which I don't think is going to matter. Rallies. Let's try the squad first. 6 goes up to a 10, down 2, nothing. Roll, single roll, gets flipped to an unknown kill. That's it for, oh, I guess technically self-rally. Doesn't matter. Thought I rolled a 12 for a second there. Prep fire phase. In the prep fire phase, we'll try a, nah, it's a 4 up 4. It's just silly. I'll try for a blow up the armored car. It's a +4. 1. No, actually, it might just be +3. Yeah. So button up, night vision, that +3. That's a hit. 2 kill. That's 100% a kill. Is that a burning wreck? Oh, I'm at above NVR. Whatever. Is the armored car going to make a huge difference? Probably not. So I'll roll for him, and we'll see if he blows anything up. So he's going to shoot at this. 2 hits. +2 down, or +3 down 2. He's fine. 6 wouldn't even break it. And he didn't get rate. So a 325 LL would be, I guess technically I could opportunity fire, and we'll say I did that. We'll say I was smart. I did opportunity fire. I waited for him to shoot. I shot him back. 3 on a 2 kill. 25 LL is a 7. Range will increase that by 1 to an 8. Armor is a 1, so it would be half or less. So this would become a burning wreck, which I'm not going to really care for. Turn this into a wreck. He's prepped. Yeah, there's not much, like, movement phase. He'll... See, that would be shitty. If you're skulking, so you could go to Z6 with your thumb up your ass, and then on the next turn you advance, or on the next turn, at the end of the phase or turn, essentially, you advance into Y6 like a bastard. Yeah. So because I don't want to do that, because that's dumb shit, I'm gonna just not do anything in the movement phase, because there's not much for me to do anyways. We'll try a 4 up 2. Or sorry, up 4. Doesn't matter anyways. And then the CX guys will try for the 237. It is an up 5 shot. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything. Not true. That's a 12 on... That's 24. 12 on 24. Normal morale check. They're pinned, so I don't get to do shenanigans with them, which I don't think really matters. But yeah, advanced fire phase none, routes none, advances. So this is where you can be shitty. Is yeah, like I could just move this guy here, and block. I'm not going to because it isn't. Again, it's really just stupid. Yeah, like I could just park these two guys here and then it doesn't win me the game necessarily, but it's so dang close to being the case that it's just silly. So we'll try one last turn here, see what we can get. That goes lower. Self rally on the leader, comes back. Pin goes away. These guys will attempt to rally. They will get it. That actually probably seals the game more than anything else. Unknown kill, that's gone. So he goes away. Take that off. And then, yeah, we go to prep fire phase. There's no prep fire phase that I can do or that I want to do. I need to get moving here. So movement phase, this guy's going to lose CX. We'll go 1, 2, 3. We'll do a 4 up 1. Doesn't matter. 4 to here. This is a 2. Can these guys go anything crazy? Not really. Yeah, so we'll do a 12 down 2. I think. So it's +1 for LV. -2, 1 for open ground, 1 for non-assault, and then leader. So yeah, it's a down 2 shot. So it's a 5 on 12. Looking at a 2 morale check. They are absolutely broke. Does not ELR them. Surprisingly, does not ELR them. And we now have 6 residual there. So that's it for their movement phase. Yeah, now I need to try and cross, because there's no way for me to enter except through these hexes. Actually, that's not technically true. So I can take the CX off. We'll go 1.5, 3. So this guy, once these guys get there, we'll shoot again. It's a 2 down 1. Maybe, yeah, I think it's a 2 down 1. Doesn't do anything. These guys will shoot 8 down 2. Wow, okay, well, if it wasn't... Well, the clutch shot right there. That just eliminates... That's a 2KIA. And I can't control with a leader. I was hoping maybe I could probably CX him 1, 2, 3... Bypass 4... Yeah. I wouldn't be able to get him without CXing. But the idea is, like, if I get into this building and I can get an ambush, I can withdraw from the ambush into Y7. So let's mind game this and see if that would have happened. So German allies, no. Just strict no. Well, interesting scenario, but I'm not sure I'm too much of a fan of the ability to start with a set DC onto the bridge. Unless I misread this, I don't think it's the case, because it says the DC must be placed in 13Y8 and is considered set DC. And usually when it's a set DC by SSR, it's prior to gameplay. So it's not like I had to roll for it or I had to have those guys, excuse me, on Y8 on the bridge to set it, and then you run away with them. So I think that's just kind of luck of the draw. I kind of, man, I don't know how to... It's hard. I don't want to say this is a bad scenario because I think it's interesting enough, and you can go around. However, going around, there's just so much space. I'd almost feel better if you could get the blown bridge, but the CC5 bridge existed, and just make it so that EE1 is a water hex. That way, you still have to cross a bridge, but at least the closer one you have to blow up. So you're still taking an extra turn off of the Germans. But I think, I mean, I did get there. I could have threatened Y7, so it's not like they're lacking for time necessarily. But it does feel, and that's after ditching in Y9 and then running around. So it is possible. Um, it's not like it's out of the cards for the Germans, but man, that's tough. Um, and then I just got really unlucky. If it wasn't for the -2 on that and all that, I would have been, like I said, the only thing I could threaten at that point would have been God, what am I trying to say here? I would have been able to threaten an ambush and then withdraw, because the only alternative is go into Y5, take a 2 flat, because TEM for the armored car, and then -1 for non-assault movement. I don't think I would get open ground. So +1, -1. So 2 flat. Figure out whatever that is. If I rolled the 3 there, then okay, 1 morale check. Maybe they survive. Then you get into the 6 residual, which would get the -1 for non-assault movements. And I think the -1 for open ground. So you're looking at a 6 down 2. You have to survive that, and then take another 8 down 2, and then whatever these guys have. So it's at that point I think it was impossible, but I also did not get any really good results on as the Germans against the Allied setup here. Killing this armored car was nice, but that's unknown kill rather than anything else. Surprisingly, the 20L does not fare well against a 2 armored vehicle, so I'll actually be very interested to see more of that in the future, how that shakes up, because we're getting to that stage where we get more and more French versus German action, and that's really going to be a determining factor, or at least something to constantly keep in mind as to whether or not that extra 1 armor on against a 20L. 20Ls aren't that strong, so the extra 1 armor is actually really does a lot of work, which again, surprising, but nonetheless, I hope you had a good time. I did too. Despite the short scenario, it's nice. I kind of went into this one with a little bit more. I don't know if I want to say necessarily a sour attitude, but I was worried that the destruction of the bridge would make this an instant loss. But it's nice to see that isn't the case. Would I add a 6th turn? Maybe. I think that's probably the balance in this one is one of the AMDs gets an AAMG, so essentially a different version of the AMD. If you're playing in Vassal, there you can see the version that has both machine guns. So that's a balance for the Allies. Interesting. I don't know if I necessarily think they need it, but interesting nonetheless. Actually, I don't like that at all, because they have to be crew exposed, and the Panhards are not by default. Although you could probably crew expose them and not suffer any penalties, because I think it's a 3-man turret. Or at least judging by the counter, it is not a single-man turret, so and there's no show info, so you probably actually wouldn't be penalized for being crew exposed. So that's not as bad as I was thinking. I do think, however, that the German balance have replaced the German 9-1 with a 9-2. It's not bad. I don't disagree with it, that could be a nice balance. I would probably make it so that they had to turn 6, though. But this is also a very weird thing where the French start first, so how do you give the French an extra turn? Or how do you give the Germans an extra turn without giving the Allies an extra turn? And that might be enough for them. But anyways, maybe that's something to consider. Speaking of considering, nobody played this scenario. Great, cool. Why do nobody play? How is it that these scenarios are just so unloved? There's no way. Like, Roar does not have. Okay, no Roar data found. Let me see if I can find this somewhere. How would nobody have ever played this before? This isn't like a unknown scenario type thing. It's from ASL News. Yeah, no frontal collision. Wow. That's impressive. Well, I guess that really just says everything that needs to be said. Hope you all enjoyed. There should be playing against Rob on Monday, and that will be with Sturm Group Eisen, armored. I forget what that's supposed to it's supposed to mean. Anyways, we're gonna be playing Sturm Group Eisen. Should be fun. It's going to involve some more critical hit stuff. It is essentially the other paratroop slash Fallschirmjäger slash glider troop scenario pack. Unfortunately for me, the scenario or the scenarios. I'll be playing the Belgians. I believe it's the Belgians. And there's more scenarios with the super Luftwaffe guys. So I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. But hopefully not so much. And the scenarios will turn out balanced. Ha ha ha. That's a joke. Critical hit. Oi. Anyways, I hope to see you on Monday. Bye.